Vamos, friends, this is your boy JT and welcome back. Not to another episode of anything, but in fact, an episode where we're going to be going through Leeds United versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa 1 and Leeds United 0. And I've given it a few hours to digest everything, look over everything, mull over everything, so that we could come back with clearer heads and evaluate the situation. And let's be real, we all needed a bit of coffee, a bit of running, a bit of something to loosen us up, or rather give us some energy, because most of us got up at 5 a.m. for that one. It's a bit annoying with them putting it on in Australia and giving us these weird ass kickoff times, but you know Leeds fans would get up at any time of the day, and to be honest, it's probably good for these Australian dons and the American fans who usually have to get up at the crack of dawn, 3 a.m. every single morning just to watch Leeds anyway. So you know what, it's a bit of retribution for them. But anyway, we all got up 5 a.m. expecting some fireworks, and I'm going to be honest here, I don't want to hear it. If there's people out there that try and sugarcoat this as anything other than what it was a bit of a boring game. All right, it was beautiful. We're all kind of clouded over the fact because we haven't seen Leeds in ages, so the ability to watch them, you kind of gloss it over and you make it seem like, oh, it was a great experience, whatever. It was a good experience, and it was good to see some of the new lads, but generally, it was not an end-to-end game. It was not a Premier League Leeds versus Aston Villa game. You know, the last few times we played them, there's been high intensity, end-to-end, ruthless aggression kind of stuff. However, in this game, there was a little bit of that, and we will get into a bit of the old argy-bargy later, but generally, it was a game of few chances. Meslier didn't really have too much to do. Leeds, on the whole, defended very, very well. We really did. That double pivot of Roca and Tyler Adams. What did I tell you about Tyler Adams, man? That guy is the real deal. He is the mustard. The dog's bolloquinios, if you will. He played sensational today. Roca again controlling and dictating the tempo of the game in what was a very different kind of formation. Now, the formation we deployed different to last time, and this looks like the other system that Jesse Marsch is going to be deploying. So we've seen from both games now what we're likely to see from Jesse Marsch going forward. We've seen the 4-2-2-2 and we've seen the 4-2-3-1. Now the 4-2-3-1 is what we saw today, slightly different from last time. Last time we had Jack Harrison playing at left back, we had Rasmus Christensen right back, and we had the double pivot action where whenever we would go forward, the two attacking midfielders on the side, in this case it was Aronson and Dan James, would cut in very narrow. Jack Harrison would ping all the way down the left-hand side, Christensen down the right-hand side, and then you'd have Mark Roca slipping back and making it a back three sort of situation over there. However, what you saw today, you saw Leif Davis over at left back, you saw Jack Harrison kind of occupying something, I'd say, slightly wider than what we saw from the two outside midfielders last time. And the fullbacks not really pressing forward as high. They did at times. Christensen did come forward. Leif Davis even came forward a few times, but it wasn't quite the same as the 4-2-2-2, where every single time we got the ball, they were pinging it down that line, and we were getting most of our widths from our fullback. This time, I'd say we were getting probably more of the width, maybe from Dan James and Jack Harrison, and I felt a little bit less fluidity. I do have to be honest here, I did prefer the 4-2-2-2. I liked it more when we had the two strikers up front. We had Rodrigo kind of gelling the line between the striker and the attacking midfield play. I felt like the patterns of play were very slick. It was looking very nice. Yes, it was a lower level of competition. That's something we have to take into account. But generally, I did prefer that. I did like the way it felt a little bit more. This formation, it works. It does work, but we may need a little slight change of personnel. Now, what change of personnel are you talking about? Mainly, Leif Davis. I'm not going to lie to you. Good player. But is he ready to step into the Premier League for the rest of the games that we have? Or rather, if we lose Senior Firpo, is he ready to step in as our main left back? No, he is not. No, he is not. We had him at our disposal last year. Could have used him. Didn't. This year, again, too early to throw him in. I think we either need to sign another left back, or we have to persevere with Jack Harrison at left back, even though I don't think he really likes playing left back, which is why you saw him come out after the game and basically say, I'm not sure, I don't know, I might be going to, well, he didn't say that, he basically came out and said, I don't know, we'll see, so is he going to stay at Leeds, I don't know. I get a little feeling that basically he's not happy with the fact that he could potentially be playing left back. I think he looks at it from a situation of, look, I was the club's second top goal scorer last season, only 1 goal behind Rafinha. And you're going to stick me at left back? Not having it, mate. I'll go to an Everton, I'll go to a Newcastle where I can play further forward. And he did play further forward today. But what do you guys think, man? Did you think that we really got the most out of him in that position? I think the only player we really got the most out of offensively today was Brendan Aronson. I do think he played better today than the other against Brisbane Roar, because today he was in that middle attacking midfield role as opposed to one of the 2 outside attacking midfielders. So it is what I would say is a little bit more of a natural position for him. And I think that was a really good thing for him. I saw a few people saying he needs to get on the weights a little bit, increase his strength, especially if we are going to be playing in the Premier League. You know, it's probably going to be even more physical than this. Even though it was Aston Villa. And I kind of get that. I do think maybe he does need to work on his conditioning a little bit. However, generally, it did seem to do the job. It did seem to hold up on the ball. He was very, very slick. He was very, very tidy on the ball in tight circumstances. And he was really getting us forward. He was picking the ball up from deep at times, turning around, driving at the defense. Something really exciting from him. It was really, really exciting. But just generally, there wasn't really that cutting edge from us today. Bamford not really able to get into the game. I feel like maybe if you had a second striker next to him, it could have opened up more space for him. It could have allowed him to have someone else to occupy the defenders, and then it allows him to get a little bit more space, get some hold-up play going, play the 1-2s, flick it in behind, get some more space in behind. I think it could have worked, man. I really do think it could have worked. I think this formation does work. I think some people were getting a little bit too overcritical, saying, oh, that's it, we're relegated, because we weren't that creative. And you did see a few similar problems from last season in terms of not really creating that final killer pass or the final move. But you have to take into account there's a lot of new players here. They need the experience. They still need time to gel together. It's not going to click like that. It's not going to click like that. We need some time to get these guys rocking and rolling, man. They're feeling the rhythm. They're feeling the rhyme. They want to get on up. But it isn't quite bobsleigh time. We're going to have to wait a few weeks for that one. Mark Roca, again, I thought was sensational today, man. I really like watching him play. Christensen, slight problems in the final third. Slight problems in the final third for me. His last ball, his end delivery, his killer pass, again, not quite there. There was a lot of times where he was passing it straight to the defenders, straight into no man's land. However, having said that, what I will say is defensively, he was superb. He was very, very good positional-wise, physicality as well. There was one moment where Ashley Young basically came through the back of him, completely smashed him onto the floor, and he completely rolled over instantly, backwards roll, straight back on it, and he's straight giving it to him again. That is what I love to see, man. When they got the penalty, he's running over to the sideline, he's screaming at I don't know who he was screaming at on the touchline, but he seemed so animated, man. That is exactly what I want to see. That is exactly the kind of shithousery that we've missed. And if I actually compare it to someone like Brendan Aronson, who took a tiny knock and then he started lying on the floor rolling around for about a minute and a half, and then he thought he was injured. He was down for so long, and then he ended up getting up like he was fine. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't like that. I did not like that. But Rasmus Christensen, on the other hand, an absolute geezer. We did turn it around a little bit in the second half. We changed the lineup a bit. We took basically half the side off. We brought everyone else on. We didn't see Gelhard today. I believe he is going to be saving him for the Crystal Palace game. Bamford again didn't really change much in the second half. Greenwood came on in the holding midfield role. He came in the double pivot for Archie Gray. Unfortunately, Gray had come on before that. We saw Forshaw, Sinisterra, Hjeld, and Drama and Klitsch. And you know what, Sinisterra, he didn't get a goal. He didn't get an assist. But what he did do is work his socks off. And it's very, very similar to when I first saw Rafinha coming through. And he was working his absolute cojones off. The guy was not saying die. He was never say quit. And that mentality, that mentality will carry him a far way. I think he's got that similar winner's mentality to Rafinha. Every single time something wasn't going right, he was angry. He was animated. He was trying to make something happen. He did have a good touch, a good turn of pace on him. A good touch as well in tight space. And I feel like if he was a bit wider out, he could have had a little bit more joy. He did seem to be playing a little bit more narrow in the second half when we did come on. And it was quite congested in there at times. But otherwise, a good performance from him. And I hope to see him start next week so we can see a little bit more from him. I do want to see the 4-2-2-2. What do you guys think about that? 4-2-2-2, 4-2-3-1. Which one do you think we perform better in? I like the versatility and the options we get with a 4-2-2-2, especially if we sign a Calimundo or someone like that. I just think it works better. And someone who won't be working better in either system, unfortunately, is Archie Gray. Archie Reginald McGray III. Oh, man, it's a rough one. It's a rough one. I've watched it again. I've watched it a few times now. I didn't really see what happened while it was happening. I made the mistake of saying, oh, it could be Ashley Young, but I don't know. What's happened is Josh McGinn has come through and he's left his stud up, basically. He's gone to get the ball, and he's kind of gone studs up straight on the ankle. And let me tell you something, man. Those ankle ones, sometimes you do not recover for them. I had a similar problem with my ankle going on it like that at the same age as him. And I'm 21 now, and it's still out of commission. In fact, it's worse than ever. So you got to be really careful for these. I do wish him a speedy recovery. The thing he has, which I didn't, obviously, is access to some of the best healthcare that money or anything can buy in European football. So he should be fine. Hopefully, it's just a sprain. They're saying they don't know if it's a broken ankle yet or if it's just a sprain. If it's just a sprain, it shouldn't be too bad. Broken ankle, you're looking at probably 6 to 9 months out on the sideline minimum, and then you're looking at a situation where he needs to get himself back into contention for match fitness. And it's really harsh, man. It is really harsh because he was seriously coming into some development of his own. I think it is a bit mad. It's a bit of a dodgy challenge. Look, I don't know if I can be too critical of McGinn. I don't know if he meant it. If he did mean it, yeah, it's a disgusting thing to do on a 16-year-old. But at the end of the day, it was I don't know, man. It's football. There's reckless challenges going in left, right, and centre. I don't know. Someone said that it was a bit of retribution for an earlier challenge on him. And if that is the case, then that is very, very wrong. And if you intentionally go out to injure someone, then that is horrific anyway. I don't know that I can honestly say that he was trying to do that. I can't honestly say that he was. And for me, I just think it's bad luck. I think it's unfortunate. Hopefully, it's a speedy recovery. But the way it looked, the way he was going about, because you know as a player, you know, the second something like that happens, you know how bad it is. And the way he reacted, crying like that, I don't think it's a good one. I do not think it's a good one. I think that could be a serious, serious injury. And he could be out for a lengthy period of time. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully Leeds can come forward strong. And hopefully we can go through against Crystal Palace and actually pick up a dub this time. And let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section down below. Are you happy with the formation? Are you happy with the way the new players have been fitting into the system? Are you happy with Jesse Marsch's tactics? Do you think he's got them right? Or do you think that there's some things that you would change during the rest of these pre-season fixtures? Because let's be real here. The season starts in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, mate. It is coming round the corner thick, fast, rapid, brutal, whatever you want to call it. It's coming round there, and it's coming quick. And before you know it, we're going to be starting against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And if we haven't got our actual starting 11 sorted by then, we are in serious, serious trouble. We need to get our next signing through the door. Sonny Perkins is coming. That's just been confirmed. We need to get Callum Owendo. I don't think we'll lose Jack Harrison. I don't think we have to worry about another winger because Jesse Marsch has even come out and said Jack Harrison is part of my long-term plans. So get Callum Owendo, get the system sorted, figure out what we're doing, and get damn moving. But it's been your boy JT. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And I will see you very, very soon. Au revoir, my brothers and my sisters.